Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays where I go live on YouTube, or outside of YouTube, you can consider joining the Discord I created. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also, down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. Lots of times people ask me what kind of food I'm eating to help me lose weight, and that Pinterest board is a great place to see some of the meals and things that we enjoy. Today is day 851 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 235 pounds so far. I have right at about 8 months left to go. In fact, 8 months from today left to go. Very excited about reaching my goal weight and spending the rest of my life at a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories, they'd like to hear your non-scale victories. It is weigh-in Wednesday. If you have any on-scale victories, I'd love to hear your on-scale victories, considering I did not have a great weigh-in today. But if you are struggling with your diet, maybe let us know what you're struggling with. Maybe we can help you. If you're succeeding with your diet, let us know what you're doing that has caused all your success. And at the end of the day, what are some things that you are going to do that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? Let's go ahead and switch this over to the main screen here. Hello, Cindy and Christy and Amy and Pretty Girl's mom. Hello, I hope you all had a wonderful evening and a great day. It's beautiful out here today. The weather is just amazing, and everybody is talking about all the crappy weather that's going to come in over the next couple days. So enjoy the nice weather while you can, I think, is the moral of the story there. But yes, been very busy. Had a decently busy afternoon yesterday trying to think of what we did, but sure, it was something extremely busy. I'm realizing right now that I will likely not be live tomorrow. I just remembered or realized that I am going to be traveling all day tomorrow, so I will not be live tomorrow. So I was just thinking about that. Today, like I said, was weigh-in Wednesday. I hopped on the scale, and I don't know how it's even possible, but I gained a ton of weight this past week. I think it was at like 6 pounds that I gained. I don't know. I mean, the diet hasn't changed. Everything has been similar. I do feel a bit bloated or a bit backed up maybe, but I don't know how it accounts for that much weight. I'm gonna blame it on seasonal changes. It's the moon's fault. It's in the wrong phase. We're in the wrong part of the galaxy, and that has caused me to retain weight. That or gravity has gotten stronger and I've not actually gained weight. And it's just a difference that everybody's feeling. But Christy here blows that out of the water because she says she's lost 4 pounds since February, which is awesome. You've been following the Dr. Lisle's 80% starch targets. That's awesome, Christy, that you've been able to drop 4 pounds in the past month. Amy's asking if it's time for a new scale. Absolutely. I was thinking the same thing. Get rid of that scale, find a new one, pitch this one out the window. It's obviously broken. It's not my fault. Yes, it's, I have considered getting a new scale, but I think I will survive it and we will manage. I may want to check the batteries on the scale at some point. It's been a while since I've changed them. I believe that I have had to change the batteries one time since I've started this challenge. I can't remember though if I had to change them or if I just changed them because I thought they needed to be changed. But anyways, yes, it's Christy says it's the 4 pounds is slow, but it's headed in the right direction. It's awesome. 4 pounds is amazing. And it's exactly like you said, it's headed in the right direction and you can keep at it. Pretty Girl's mom says that maybe I need to get checked out the bloating. The nurse in you is talking. Yeah. The anti-doctor in me is going to push against that. No, if it persists, then I might, but it's not like, it's causing any pain, and it might be just my brain just finding an excuse for how I could possibly be this much heavier or weigh this much more today versus I did yesterday, and that's something that I do get kind of worried about. That Amy says here, if it's the same scale I've been using, it might not hurt to get a new one, especially now that I weigh less. Yeah, there's a lot. I could get a much fancier scale. I thought about that, because now that I don't weigh 500 pounds, I don't necessarily need a scale that can measure somebody that's over 500 pounds. But the scale's been with me the whole time. I couldn't imagine getting rid of it. Maybe if I could have them next to each other, and I'll weigh on each of them. I'll weigh on both of them and compare them each time. What was I saying? I'm just gonna ride it out here for a couple more weeks, see what happens. I mean, at the very least, I could be able to say how much weight it's possible to gain while eating a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet. But I don't really think it's possible to gain weight or to sustain that weight gain. That was never a problem with my old diet. I had no problem sustaining weight gain. It's sustaining the weight loss. Yeah. Hello, Carrie. We're just talking about the wonderful weigh-in that we had this week, and how much we just got to let it go, and I kind of also feel like Amy says it's really encouraging to her that even though I've got the gain, I'm not throwing in the towel. You're staying consistent, and thanks for being a great example. Yeah, and that's just something that I feel like that whole second year that I was doing this thing, I was learning how to get back into it or to stay in it or to be consistent. And it's very easy for me to want to make changes. I think I mentioned it yesterday, when the scale's going in the right direction, and it's like, yes, I'm doing it all right. I know exactly how to do it. Listen to me. And then the second the scale goes up 1/10 of a pound, I'm like, oh my God, everything is wrong with the world. This diet's horrible. This is not the way to do it. And you just got to ride those waves out. And it's been through consistent compliance that I've seen the weight loss that I've seen, and that I've continued to see it go down. And even though I'm a few pounds heavier this week than I was last week, I'm still 30 pounds lighter than I was a year ago. And even if it takes, even if I'm only 30 pounds lighter a year from now, I'm still at 250 pounds versus 520 pounds. So I'm happy with the weight loss, or, with where I'm at health wise as much as anything. But what I was, kind of talking about, like I mentioned being bloated, or some of that might be in my head. And I feel like I am in a bit of a loop with the scale where I just get frustrated by it. And it gets to be a lot that I get on the scale and I have to just understand, or I have to realize that it's just a number and the scale is just a tool that I'm using to measure my success. And well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's not to measure my success. I need to change from that mentality. I think that's what we put so much strength in the scale, and I guess we wrap up all our failure in the scale. Before I started this, me being 520 pounds, I could point to all of my failures and say, well, it's right there in the scale. Like everything I've done wrong is at 520 pounds. And so you measure your failure on the scale, like when you get started. So you tie your feelings of success to the scale, and you need to change what you're tying those feelings of success to. I mean, it's great to feel that success, but I feel I feel much better about the food I'm eating and what I'm putting in my body and creating a healthier version of myself. And that's becoming much more important to me than seeing the scale go down or seeing the number on the scale change. It's more about how many years, how many days, how many weeks, how many seconds am I adding on to the end of my life? Because that's that's really what is pushing me through most of this, is what I'm gaining back. There was so much that I had lost by being 520 pounds and by being somebody who ate the diet that I used to eat, that I was losing that time off the end of my life. And every day I was taking, hours or days off of my life because of the choices I was making with my food. And now, because of the choices I'm making with my food, I'm adding that time back. Carrie says that weight is fickle. You just got to keep going. Yeah. And that's, again, it's the long game. It's about doing this for the 3 years. It's about doing this for 5 years. It's about doing this for 10 years. It's about doing this for the rest of my life. It's a change in my lifestyle. It's truly a lifestyle change. Like it seems so cliche. It seems like that's what they say with all these diets, but this is the only one that I honestly see a future for, a longevity to it. Every other diet, while I was on the diet, I was just thinking about, I can't wait until it's over. And with this diet, I don't ever want it to be over. I want to be able to get to enjoy these wonderful foods that most of them I would not have tried before, and to see my body thrive because of the food that I'm eating, and to not feel sick or upset because of the food that I eat. I think we talked a little bit yesterday about the grease in our food, and how that grease, you put that in your body and that affects your health. And I don't I don't have that negative effect happening. I don't, it's, it may not hurt you in the short term, or each individual occurrence of having something with a bunch of fat in it or oil in it might not hurt you in each occurrence, but it's, death from 1,000 wounds. It's, it's something where if it constantly nags at you and scratches at you, eventually it can become a problem. Cindy here says that consistency, focusing on what's at the end of the fork is more important than a number. And we all have our scale woes. Oh yeah. And I didn't, going in to this, I didn't expect that every weigh-in was going to be a great weigh-in. And, I'm actually surprised. I've been amazed at the last month of weigh-ins at seeing 1.5 pounds come off and 1.5 pounds come off. And 1 week, 4 pounds came off. So seeing that weight come off was an amazing, it was an amazing experience while it was happening, and now I rebounded back, and it's going to be something where 3 months from now, I'm going to look back and I'm going to think, man, the 280s and the 270s, that seemed like forever ago, because it seems that way when I think back of the 300s and trying to get under 300, and how I spent months and months and months trying to get under 300, and then finally fiddling with it and kind of touching it and then going back over, and then a few weeks later coming back down. And in the moment, I can remember it being very frustrating and very nerve-wracking and just wanting to be under 300 pounds. Now I feel very comfortably under 300 pounds, and I don't worry that I'm going to get back up to 300 pounds. As long as I continue to eat the way I've been eating, I'm going to see it trend down. But like I said, the moon is in the wrong spot in the sky right now. If it was just moved over a couple 100 kilometers, I would have lost 5 pounds this past week, but it's not my fault. Let me see. And like I said, I'm okay with this rebound. And I talked a lot, I feel like yesterday, about it too, is that if I didn't lose another pound, I wouldn't be upset with what I've been able to accomplish. I mean, I've lost over 235 pounds so far. And I, again, feel healthier every day at the end of the day than I did the previous day. And it's because of what I'm actually eating and what I'm putting into my body. So even if I wasn't able to lose any more weight, I would be extremely happy to be 284 pounds and feel this good, because I don't know that I've ever felt this good at any weight at any point in time. And so it feels so much better than where I was, because that was a pretty bad spot, being 520 pounds. Let me see what else I had to talk about. I didn't talk about food at all. I didn't talk about food in the last 24 hours, so I can pull that up here and we'll go over my food. I talked about this, I think, last week. I knew that the scale was not going to be my friend this week. And it would have been very easy for me to say, hey, I'm not going to eat dinner Tuesday night. I'm not going to eat breakfast Wednesday, or I'm not going to eat, prior to this weigh-in, so that my weight will be as low as possible. And I did that back during the second year of this challenge. There were times where my weigh-in was Wednesday, and the last time I ate was Monday morning, because when I got on the scale, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to fast until after my weigh-in in order to see a weight loss. But I'm over that. That was something that I was okay to do, or that it was part of my, process back then. But now I'm not going to keep chasing that weight loss each week and then end up putting myself in a position where I'm fasting for 3 or 4 days to try to get back to the weight I was, and then kind of the rebound that happens from that. And it really didn't help me mentally to do that in the past either. It only helped me in this kind of public forum and being like, okay, well, at least I lost a half pound, or at least I lost a tenth of a pound. But I wasn't, I was admitting it, but a big part of it was that I wasn't eating for the last 24 hours or the last 48 hours. And that's why I was able to get back down. Sometimes your body just needs to level out and equalize. But let's go ahead and talk about food since yesterday. Here we go. We had a crazy little dinner last night. I don't even know what the recipe is. And the only photo, I did take a couple photos here. So it was some sort of chickpea meal that Carrie had made, that she decided that it needed some cauliflower and broccoli. So she added cauliflower and broccoli to it. I don't even know what it would have consisted of if she had not added the cauliflower and broccoli. And then we just had a bunch of asparagus that I threw on top of the bowl there that I ate. But the dinner was good. It was a recipe that she was using. I know she had said that a lot of the reviews said it was very spicy. So it was a chickpea curry that was supposed to be really spicy, but then she added the broccoli and the cauliflower. I think helped kind of reduce the spiciness. But it was good. I really enjoyed it last night. Lots of non-starchy vegetables yesterday, between the bag of broccoli before breakfast, the bag of broccoli with lunch, and the bag of broccoli with dinner. Maybe it's the broccoli. Maybe if I cut broccoli out of my diet for a week, my body will go haywire and not know what to do, because it's been getting the same thing. Carrie says that chickpea curry is a new recipe, and she has it posted on the Pinterest board. So yes, that was dinner last night. Then we had some of our cobbler with a new mix of fruit. Carrie went to Costco yesterday and picked up a bag of fruit from Costco. It was very good. So that was our cobbler. Then this morning, started my day off with a nice bowl of broccoli, followed by our oats with our savory oats with mushrooms, onions, and spinach. Then for lunch today, it just looks like a big pile of potatoes, but there's a bunch of broccoli in there too. So we had a little bit of that's what I had for lunch today. So like I said, I haven't changed anything about my diet because I don't want to. I'm going to continue to keep eating a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet, and I anticipate seeing some newfound success over the next few weeks that I will get to be very excited about, so it is frustrating to be in this position, but at the same time, I understand that it is really just a blip in the whole kind of graph of weight loss, and I should have a graph. I've tried to kind of map it out, and once you get into multiple years, it gets into being a crazy graph. But it hasn't been a linear loss. It hasn't been a straight down loss. And just because I saw some success over the past month, that can be wiped out very quickly, as evidenced by this week. But the overall, I'm good. Tennyson Yoga Girl says you're on the right path, and we are also proud of you. Stay the course. I appreciate it. I really, yeah. I mean, I've been preaching about consistency for the past year, and if I didn't follow with what I've been preaching, then I wouldn't be a very good leader, I suppose. And it's going to be something where, again, I'm gonna see a big loss. I don't know that I could see. I'd be very, very surprised if I gain weight next week. Like, I just don't see it possible. But I kind of felt that way going into this week, and I gained even more. So, but yeah, it's about sticking to it, and I have to be just as committed to the diet as even when it's not going the way I want it to go, because when it is going the way I want it to go, I'm extremely happy, and it goes the way I want it to go a lot more than it doesn't go the way I want it to go. So, with that though, I think I'm going to get out of here. Like I mentioned, I will not be live tomorrow, but I plan to be back on Friday. It's kind of a shorter week, and I had some travel come up that I did not expect to come up, I guess is a big part of it. But I'm going to get out of here. I really appreciate you guys so much for all of the support. It absolutely helps keep me accountable and keeps me going, and keeps me on track for sure. So thank you guys so much. Our Tiny Acre says, you love curry, though you can't give it to your husband. You made curry, cabbage, carrot soup, and he had an allergic reaction. That sucks. That's difficult. Yeah. Dealing with allergies. I'm so happy I don't have like a real bad allergy to anything, because I know I have family members that have allergies to certain things, or if we couldn't have curry, that would be frustrating. So, you'll have to sneak it when he's out of town sometime. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for the support. If you have not subscribed to the channel, get subscribed to this channel. If you've not clicked on the bell icon to get alerted when I go post new videos and go live, make sure you do that. If you've not liked this video, comment down below what was your scale victory or your non-scale victory or your scale failure this week. How did you do on the scale? Let me know down below. And if you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. And nobody ever reaches their goals, looks back, and wishes they would have waited. So get started now, guys. I appreciate all the support, you guys. Our Tiny Acres, you dropped 4 pounds this week. See, you just gave it to me. That's what happened. Is I took all of the weight you guys lost and I packed it onto my butt. Susan says you gained weight, but it's because you haven't been eating on plan. You've been having too much oil. Get the oil out of the diet. Your body will thank you later. Yes, it's difficult to do, but once you get it out, I swear, after a few days or after a week, you start to notice a difference. You start to feel better, and you forget that you felt that better, but I know that once I recommitted 4 months ago, that 3-4 days later, I was feeling amazing, and I still feel that amazing. It's just, I've been feeling that way for the last 3 or 4 months, so I don't notice it as much. So, Yes, bad oil, bad oil. Get rid of it. So you guys, yeah, all have a great day. I will talk to you Friday.